might have been wondering who this voluptuous lady is, and so have I. Pretty face, cleavage you can ski down. Who are you?
Well, I'm actually here to be your private bodyguard. You know this, don't you, Craig?
You're the bouncers?
I'm the bouncers, yes. Well, I'm not bouncing for Craig. I sing a little bit. You know, I dance a little bit. I do a little bit of cabaret and stuff. I do lots of this.
Whoa. Hey, hold my calls. I can't speak to anyone. But you could easily be in one of the manga cartoons. You've got the kind of shape, you know?
I have.
Yeah?
I have, Craig.
What's your ambitions, then? What do you want to do? You don't want to mind me the rest of your life. You don't, Nanny, you don't.
No, all right, then.
Yeah, so what do you want to do?
Well, I want to be a big star, Craig.
Well, you're big enough already.
A bigger star?
What, singing, dancing? Do you want your own telly show?
I want my own telly show, presenting.
You want to present?
That's what I want to do.
Well, you know something, I've got just a guy that might be able to help you, you know. He comes down the Funky Bunker looking for the hottest bits of gossip that he can find. He's the showbiz editor of The Express, and his name is Mr. David Wigg.
Bring him on down.
David! Take yourself a seat.
Oh, got a chair this time.
Yeah, you're back in the hottest club in town.
God, what's this?
David, what advice could you give Nanny here? She wants her own telly series.
Well, I think it's all down to projection. You must project.
Yeah.
I don't think she's had any problems there.
No, she's got no problems with projection.
I could see a great future for you, a big future.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Tell us about the gossip. What's happening so far?
Oh, well, the big excitement this week is that Hollywood want to do a sequel for Four Weddings and a Funeral. Do you remember our little British budget movie, which became the biggest ever British money-making film?
I went to that other English Hugh Grant film, The Englishman that went up a hill and came down some girl's throat.
But have you heard about Bob Hoskins?
No.
Well, Bob Hoskins is going to play Mr. Darcy.
Really?
But it's not the Mr. Darcy you think. He's not getting into the bridges of Colin Firth in Pride and Prejudice. He's actually playing a character called Adrian Darcy, who's a club owner, rather like you, but except he has his own boxing club, and he takes in all these kids off the road and gives them training and this kind of thing. It's going to be a big new movie this year.
Is it American or English?
No, it's English. It's English, yeah. Movie? And it's specially written for Bob. This young writer in the Midlands, called Shane Meadows. He's only 23. He's written it for Bob, and he's going to direct it as well. And Bob said he'll do it.
Well, I mean, Bob seems to be spending so much more time over in England now, doesn't he? I mean, has his Hollywood career kind of collapsed, you think? Because he doesn't seem to be over there. He's in theatre at the moment, isn't he? Just over the road.
I just think he's a very versatile man, and, you know, he likes being at home. He said he likes being at home in the East End, and he's been busy with his telephone, hasn't he?
Yeah, yes. I was actually filming up at Shepperton, and he was in the canteen. I walked past him and said, "Bob, it's good to pork," as he was eating away. How do you find these bits of information? How do you know that's getting made?
Well, people tell me things, you know. They ring up and I meet people. A lot of it is socialising at the right places and going out for dinners or to clubs, you know, and talking to people. But, of course, people do want to promote their films, obviously. The hardest thing is the Hollywood, you know, the ones that have really made it, because they want to keep things secret. That's the hard ones. Like Elizabeth Taylor, for example, she likes to keep things to herself until it's actually signed, you know, on the dotted line, because they're very superstitious. They think it's very bad luck to actually announce something before they've actually got the role, because often it falls down, and you may have had that, you know, never tell anyone before.
Oh, never yet.
Right?
Until it's signed and sealed and you've got it out on video.
I mean, with her career, for example, she never ever expected to be, you know, the highest paid Hollywood star. It happened by accident. She never wanted to play the role of Cleopatra, which made her the highest paid American female star.
Well, you know
she kept saying no. She kept saying no.
You know so much about Joan Collins, so let's have 3 minutes.
Oh no!
On Elizabeth Taylor.
Oh no!
Yeah, we've got it for 3 minutes on Elizabeth Taylor.
Oh, 3 minutes. Well, let me finish that story. She never ever wanted to play Cleopatra, so she kept saying no. So the studios kept putting the price up until eventually it reached $1 million, and she was the first actress to be paid $1 million in the cinema. The thing about Elizabeth is that she's become like legendary and also like royalty. They treat her like royalty. I mean, it's an incredible life. I mean, she gets whatever she wants. She really is treated like a queen in Hollywood. Limousines, big first nights. They have an A-list and a B-list, and of course she is the queen bee of the Hollywood set. I remember when I first met her, she was filming a little night music in Vienna, and she invited me to go down to interview her. And the thing I was amazed about was they all said she's late, but she was dead on time. But she had this vodka and caviar waiting for me. And she said, well, you know, would you open the caviar, David? You know, and I said, yes, of course. I'd never opened it before. So there I was in the bathroom, nearly, you know, cutting my hand on it. Eventually got it open. So we sat there having this Russian caviar, chipping back the vodkas. I suddenly realised she was being really wicked because she was getting me tight slowly. And that made the interview easier for her because she was taking over control. Yeah. She was talking about me more than me asking questions. So I said, I better stop on the vodka. Well, after that, it was a great interview. She was terrific. And that was the time, one of my big scoops, when she said the real love of her life was Richard Burton. They expected to end their life together. That was a rather sad part of the interview, but it was a very big scoop for me. Then she said, look, I've got to sing this song. I play the piano a little bit. And she said,
oh, well, we'll have a piano down for you next week. You better believe it, mate.
It's called Send in the Clowns. She said, would you play? And, you know, and I can rehearse it before the producer arrives. So the piano was in her bedroom. So we went into her bedroom.
Hang on a minute. Are you trying to tell me that you've seen Liz Taylor's bedroom?
I have indeed.
Carry on.
I'll tell you something else. I have got Elizabeth Taylor's one of her beds. When she lived in Hampstead, she moved from Hampstead to America, and she wanted to get rid of her bed, so I bought it from her. A real king-size, great big green. That's a secret. Big green, beautiful bed.
Get in there, girl. Get in there, girl.
Anyway, back to this piano story. So there she is. The piano's in the bedroom, and she said, "Oh, we can't do it here. We better put it in the sitting room." So she starts trying to drag the piano into the sitting room. I said, "Elizabeth, you can't do that. She's always known to have a bad back, isn't she?" So I said I would do it. So I pushed the piano through the sitting room, sat down. We started doing Send in the Clowns. The producer walked in, he couldn't believe it. He really couldn't believe it. There she was rehearsing this song. But she's great fun. She's got a really good sense of humour.
Nanny, you a fan of Elizabeth Taylor?
I like her.
Well, ask a question about her then.
Well, what do I want to know?
We're trying to teach her to be presentable.
I want to know how big she was at her biggest. What size clothes does she wear at her biggest?
Well, it's very hard to tell because she wears those caftans, you know. The thing about that is...
Blubber covers, they're called blubber covers.
When she's unhappy, when there's not a man in her life and she feels a bit lonely, a bit sorry for herself, that's when she starts eating.
So what size
But really she's in love. Really she's in love. She slims down because she wants to look great for her man. But when she's out of love, it's bad. She starts eating all those hamburgers and things. Or
I remember that lovely picture in the car.
Fried chicken. She loves fried chicken. What's that?
That picture in the car. Bless her.
Which one?
That one.
Oh, yeah, that was very unfortunate. But the amazing thing is
You're cruel, you are.
I'm allowed to be, I'm big too.
The amazing thing is that she can take it on and off, you know, and when she looks great. I mean, I went to a premiere one night with her, and if she doesn't like the way... She takes trouble in the way she presents herself to her fans. I went to a premiere one night, and she you know, didn't like the way she was looking suddenly. There was about half an hour to go before curtain call. She said, no, I don't like it, and she took it all off and started again.
David, I'd say good night, David Wigg, but I'm tempted to say good night, the 9th Mr. Taylor. But good night anyway. David Wigg, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, I tell you what, we've got that band again coming at you loud and funky. We've got Cuff with Just Because.